it's Patty. Welcome back to the channel. For today's card share, I am using the Emoji Eyes from the new Pixi Dust Designs release, and I have them on my sticky mat, and I am coloring them using Distress Oxide Lumberjack Plaid, Pickled Raspberry, and Wilted Violet. So I've just adhered the cutouts from the dies, and I'm just randomly, I didn't even plan out what I was going to color, what color. I just made sure that everything was a different color. The sunglasses I'll do a little differently, but I was just inking up the different eyes. And we are going to use those. Oh, something needed to be a little black. That's just the Copic black marker. We're going to use those on a postage collage background. They're so cute. I love the little squinty eyes. It kind of reminds me of when my kids were really little and they'd get really excited. They'd close their eyes really tight. So I have the Waffle Flower Postage Collage stencil. And I am inking up kind of an ombre. I'm starting with the picked raspberry. And then I moved on to the wilted violet. And then I will be using the lumberjack plaid and all of that. And I'll go back and forth and blend them. We've just all seen blending before, so I didn't want to bore you with that. And then I'm putting on the Waffle Flower Tiny Dot stencil, and I am going over all of the different colors with different inks. Or I'm sorry, with the same inks, not different inks. But pressing a lot harder so that I get a lot more emphasis on the dots. So there's that background. And so now what I'm going to do is take my little guillotine cutter and I'll cut out each one of the squares. So I'm just trimming off the edges, and then I'll go in and I'll separate all of the squares because I'm picking it's not quite purple, not quite lavender background. It's cardstock from Cut Cardstock, and using that as the postage clause background. So I wanted the actual centers of the stamps to be different than the background. So this helped them to stand out. So got everything pretty much trimmed down here. And now I'm going to spend a great deal of time doing a little more inking for emphasizing, but arranging on the collage background. I wanted to see if I could do a different arrangement than what it was originally designed, and I played with it and I didn't come up with a new original design. I ended up using exactly how it was laid out, but it was interesting to try. So I've got just the purple cardstock there. I do run it through the die cutting machine, but I'm just laying things on, seeing what I can come up with, which was nothing. And you know what? And they kind of got it right. It really is a nice layout. It adds a lot of different areas of interest within the card. So I think after this, I decide that they had it right in the first place. Yep. So I cut the background out with the Waffle Flower Postage Collage die, and now I'm adding all the cutouts onto that, just centering it within the die. And where would I be without those magnets that come with the mat? They are wonderful. That and the precision press glue gun that I use. For those of us with arthritis, it is a game changer. So getting those little squares glued down, and you can see I've got all of my emoji faces ready to go. Or emoji eyes, not faces. There's a couple smiles. So I do love the sunglasses, and I love the bottom center one, that smile part of it. I think it can be used two ways. When it's like that, I think it's like someone's feeling a little bashful and a little overwhelmed, or you can turn it sideways so it looks like puckered lips blowing kisses. So that one is my favorite. It's very versatile and very adorable. And then on the top middle, I did the closed eyes, but I decided I wanted opened eyes with eyelashes instead. So I just glued those on top so it has extra eyelashes, but I don't know that I show it right here. So getting all the little emojis glued down, And just look how fast. This was really literally about a 35-minute card. So I know I have it sped up, but it was a really quick card to do. And the faces are so cute that it has a nice impact. And then the sentiment that I used on this card was a hello die from Simon Says Stamp. And I really like the font on that die. So that'll be coming in a little bit. And I did just cut it out of the same purple cardstock that I cut the background out of. And I believe I just did one layer on that. I don't think I cut out a whole bunch of them. So you can see how easy these dies are to use. And so the eyes come with two parts. You get the white circle, that's a solid, and then you get the other part that cuts out, and then you glue it over the white circle so that you get those white dots. And if you don't want the white dots, then you just cut out the the circle in the same color of the eyes and then glue that over them. But I love the highlights, the white dots. I think they add so much. And then the bottom right corner, as I said before, is my favorite. It's the little squinty eyes that it just remind me of my kids when they were so excited and they would close their eyes so tight. So almost done gluing those down. The tweezers does come in very handy with this for placement. But wouldn't this be cute if you cut out a bunch of circles and then just put the different emoji eyes on those little circles, and you could use that for the card. I made a card that you will see probably on Instagram here shortly that is all white, and then the sunglasses are in the middle, and I really liked that card too. And the all white is all the emoji eyes and faces together. Oh, you know what? I did stack up the hello. It's been so long I couldn't remember. And it looks like I used pink cardstock, so I've got all kinds of errors in my earlier narrative. Went with the bright pink, gluing it down, and then with the magnets, and then just adding a little more definition around the edges of the postage collage. And then we'll glue this onto our card base. And then we'll come in with the white gel pen, and I don't know if I show that or not, and add little accents to everything. So here comes the card base. I had the lavender, and then I did a dark pink layer, and then we did the red layer. And then I'll trim down the white cardstock a little bit, just so that there's just barely a border. I don't really want much of a white border. I decided I like the red and the pink showing with the lavender. So I will trim down the card base as soon as everything dries. And there's the white gel pen. So adding some accents onto the sentiment. And then on the sunglasses, I do like little streaks across, like they're reflective. And then do a little hashtag sign in the corner. And then that completes it. I really didn't feel like it needed any jewels because the faces are so expressive and we have the background. So here's a close-up, and you can see in the top middle where I glued the eyes on just to get additional eyes because I love them. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.